Welcome back, fellow trophy hunters, YouTube enthusiasts, and of course, the Sonic lovers. Today, we take on Sonic Frontiers, his first open world adventure. This game has a total of 41 trophies. PSNP rates this a 3 out of 10, which I think maybe you could say this is more of a 2 to be honest. Honestly, you can break this game pretty easily, and I think you can make it a 1 out of 10. We will get into that discussion later when we talk about fishing and how overpowered it is in this game. Thankfully, I only need one playthrough, but unfortunately for me, I had to do part of a second playthrough because some of my footage would not come off my USB drive. So some parts of the early game, you're going to see me max out stats, and that's why. This should take you around 25 hours to complete this platinum journey, according to PSNP. However, it only took me around 21 hours, but that's also because part of my second playthrough. I never really played a Sonic game all the way through before. I think the last one I remember playing was Sonic Adventure 2 with the Chow Gardens. Oh man, I played the hell out of that game trying to make the perfect Chow and 100% in the game. It was amazing. I think that was back on the GameCube. Anyway, let's get into Sonic Frontiers. So of course, Eggman's up to no good and somehow gets Sonic and his friends into cyberspace. We lose our comrades, Amy, Knuckles, and of course, the best friend Tails. We start off in a level that I think most Sonic fans will recognize. It looks like the Green Hill Zone from I think the original game. Now Sonic fans, don't come with me with your pitchforks and try to murder me. My Sonic knowledge is not up to par and I accept that. Now in these cyberspace levels, you'll have different missions to accomplish. 1. You need to find the 5 red rings that are scattered throughout the level. 2. You need to hit the goal of how many rings we need to finish the level with. For this level, it's 150. Each level is going to be different. 3. You need to hit a time goal. And for this level, you need to beat the level in under 43 seconds. And of course, last and not least, you just need to finish the level. Now, for each objective that you complete in the cyberspace level, you'll earn a gate key. If you end up doing all 4 things, you'll get yourself a bonus gate key. So you have the potential to earn 5 gate keys per cyberspace level. For beating the fastest time, you earn yourself an S rank, which unlocks a trophy. And for completing all the objectives, will earn us another trophy. This first part of the island acts as a tutorial showing you how to play the game and try to get you to understand the loop of the combat, finding memory tokens and portal tokens, and the challenges. The challenges will help you unlock the world map and show you other collectibles that you can get and where the side stories and the Chaos Emeralds are. Now, let's look at some of these cool challenges that they have. This one was very tame. You just go on 3 platforms and unlocks a part of the map and you'll get like a seed of defense or a seed of attack. Now, let's look at some of the crazier ones. They'll be having you do platforming challenges. You'll be doing jump rope challenges. There's even parrying, which I'm like, this is a Sonic game? I didn't realize I was playing Dark Souls. They got these patterns that you have to memorize. If you step off on the wrong beat, then you have to restart. Some of them actually get quite challenging. They have the left-right game. They have so many different challenges, and these are just like the beginning ones. I do wish it was more challenging throughout it, but then again, this is a Sonic game, which is geared towards a younger audience. But I still wish there's like a challenge level. I mean, they do have a hard mode, but it's not hard. Just enemies are more spongy. That's about it. And can we just say, this soundtrack fucking slaps. Then we come up to our first Guardian. Guardians are like mini bosses, I guess you could say. Overall, there's not too many. They're not too bad. And there's about like 3 unique ones in each area that you're in. But once we take out this guy, we unlock a trophy for being our first Guardian ever. And we also earn a trophy for being the tutorial of the island. It's also important to make sure you fight every regular enemy and Guardian each level for another trophy. I will share some more Guardians later in the video. I do have some gripes that I will discuss with us jamming to some Sonic heroes. I wish they would have made the Platinum more challenging, like you had to S rank every level, or maybe one in each world. Let me show you some of these levels that you can practically ignore if you wanted to. Like there are other ways to get the keys for the Chaos Emeralds. Like in the last world, I barely did any of the cyber levels, but I'll explain that later. Now, like I said, each island you go to, you'll want to collect tokens for each person you have on the island. It has their own unique token, different side stories, which are very interesting to be honest. Every island has a trophy for unlocking all the cyberspace levels that you don't have to play, finishing all the side stories, and having a boss fight, which just doing pretty much the main story is going to net us 17 trophies. I don't want to get too much into the story because, like I said, I just didn't find it interesting, and 2, this game just got on PS Plus, so if anybody's just watching this, I don't want to ruin it for anybody that wants to play it. So, I mean, I will show off some of the boss fights though. The gate need to unlock the Chaos Emeralds. You need to go around each level collecting all the Chaos Emeralds so we can turn into Super Sonic, which is basically Super Saiyan Sonic. And I'm not going to show every boss. Well, I might, I don't know. But like I said, man, this freaking soundtrack, such good beats, and music is so important in the game to me, especially this one with the open worldness. You just need something to listen to. And throughout the level, there's usually about 7 Chaos Emeralds, but you're only going to be able to find 6, because usually the 7th one, the Titan of the world has, or in that level, the Titan has. So you need to parkour up to him and try to grab it, so then you can ultimately turn in to Super Saiyan form.
Now, when you do turn into Super Saiyan Sonic, you don't have any health, your rings are your life, and it slowly depletes throughout the boss fight. Some boss fights, you don't have an opportunity to regain your rings, like the first boss fight, you don't. This one you do, thankfully. And it'll slowly start dripping, so increasing your ring count is pretty important, and your attack, because if you don't have your attack up, let me tell you, man, you're sitting looking awful. And I got my attack up so fast and my defense up so fast just because I was, well, I won't tell you what I was doing until later, but it's just ridiculously easy. When you get hit, he swings you back to like the end of the map. It's pretty much just like they're trying to stall out your coins, like I said, since you don't take any damage. And I mean, for the most part, like, this was my favorite fight out of all of them, I believe. With thinking back, like, he was the coolest. Then each time you get into half health, they just turn into like a energetic monstrosity, and they'll be shooting red waves out at you, and it's supposed to make it more intense. But I mean, it's just kind of, I don't know. Sonic games might not be for me, y'all. Like, I didn't mind this game. I actually had quite fun with it. I just go back to it. I wish it was more challenging, man. Like, the parry, you can literally just sit there and hold, I think it's L1 or it's R1, and you can just sit there and hold the parry. You don't have to time it perfectly or anything like that. You just hold it. That's it. That's all you have to do. Like, I won't lie, though. I did have to look up how to fight this guy, because I'm like, I'm not seeing what to do. And all you have to do is just parry the rockets. Like, I'm sitting there right now holding the parry. And it's like, oh, because you don't really use the parry for anything. Like, what? There's no point. But I don't know. I just want to talk about this boss fight. He definitely was like my favorite design too, out of all of them. And before you know it, getting lost in the world, hunting down all these medals, I end up destroying 100 boxes, which is 1 trophy. And you also get a trophy for finding 200 of these little guys.
Let's knock out these trophies real quick. This is the power boost. You get that when you max out your rings. You go a little bit faster, which is pretty cool. You'll meet the Hermit Elder. He'll raise your attack and your defense. And then you'll reach the other Coco. I can't remember what he's called. But he does your ring capacity, and he also does your speed. So you get a trophy for meeting them for the first time. Also, for each stat that you raise to level 99, yes, level 99 is also a trophy. So there's 4 trophies for just maxing out your skills. Some more miscellaneous trophies is, see those purple coins? We need to collect 100 of them. And what it comes down to this game is, I always think it's going to be a grind, like a really big grind, but there ends up being a shortcut throughout this game. And we're going to start exploring these options. We also earned a trophy for seeing our first starfall. All the enemies will be resurrected, which is pretty cool. But then we also get to play a slot machine. What's the slot machine, you say? Well, you just keep on picking these star spaces, and it's just like a little roulette. It'll keep going. And guess what? These things just happen randomly. They're not occurring or whatever, which is cool. I thought this was a neat little feature.
But then you start noticing why the purple coins, you find 3 or 4, you don't find a huge bulk of them. Because the purple coins is what you use for fishing. And fishing is just so freaking broken in this game. Because you can buy upgrades with these tokens. And look, right now I was supposed to miss. I wasn't supposed to get all the purple coins. But look at what it's doing. It just keeps going down and down until you get it. Oh, there's 50. Which doesn't seem like a big deal. But when you have the bar, you'll get 100 of them. Before you know it, you're ending up with 300 or 400 of these purple coins. And when you go fishing, it's only 2 or 3 tokens at a time. And with the tokens, you know what? Let's hop over to fishing. So each island has a fishing spot. You can use your purple coins to fish. It costs about like 2 or 3. Sometimes it costs more depending on the island that you're at. But look here. You can literally buy upgrades. You can get the Seat of Power. You can get the Seat of Defense. You can get the Lost Cocos. You can get rings. You can get skill pieces. You can just get whatever you want. And the mini game is so freaking easy. It's just a red circle, and then when your line's in the red circle, you push X, it cuts the Sonic's eyes, and you catch some type of monstrosity. We're just gonna go over some of the monstrosities while I talk. So you can even get like fast travel points for like the Elder Coco and the leader of the Cocos. You can get like gold coin or gold tickets that you can use for that. You can get Tunis, Marlins, Yellow Springs. It has like a bunch of like throwbacks too, which is pretty cool. But this is why I didn't have to do anything in the last island because there's an unlimited supply of everything. I literally could just sit there and just grind out the keys. I could grind out the memory tokens. I literally didn't have to do anything because at the end of the game I had like 800 plus purple coins. So like why would I even bother? You can earn two trophies for fishing. One for completing the fishing tutorial, and the other one is for getting all the fish in one fishing spot. But let's talk about some highlights. They had amazing mini games throughout this. They have a pinball where you can just sit here, play this to unlock like a. I think this is how you unlock the third boss fight, which is really cool, man. Like putting like mini games like in this in a game, I love that shit, dude. Like, give me more of this. This was so fun. They even threw in this cool asteroid mini game to unlock one of the last fights too. It's just like, dude, if they did like more stuff like this, like it would be amazing. Not saying that this game wasn't amazing. It's just like I just wish it was more challenging. Not like I didn't want like a grind or anything like that. I wasn't I'm not fishing is broken like 100%. You can't. There's no arguing that. It's just I wish there was more of like a I don't know, maybe like a challenge mode or I don't know something. I mean, and then again, like I said, I mean it is aimed for a younger audience. I just wish there was more to it. And I don't know if other Sonic games, maybe they do, and maybe it's just this one was their first open world, so maybe cut them some slack. I don't know. I mean, I did enjoy my time with it. Don't get me wrong. It was easy, fast platinum, and I haven't played a Sonic game like I said since Adventure 2. I don't even know if that's what it was called. And that one I felt like had some challenging levels in it. Maybe I'm misremembering. It was when I was a kid when I played it, so who knows. Also, I did feel like you moved like super slow for a Sonic game, and apparently there's a top speed in the game. Like, what? Why isn't that on already? There's a total of 5 areas, and they're different. There's like a volcano one, there's a desert one. There's also a skill tree that I didn't mention because I mean, yeah, you get some different moves and stuff, but there's a trophy for unlocking all that. But like I said, with the like, look at the end game, I have 52 extra levels that I could do because again, fishing is just so broken. I mean, I guess maybe you could challenge yourself by not fishing and just doing like the bare minimum for the trophy, but I don't know. And I just wish they focused more on the cyber levels because I feel like they're such an afterthought and you can just ignore them. You don't even have to pay attention to them. I don't know. And I know I'm probably coming off more of as a hater than I'm intending to because I did have fun, man. Like, just exploring the world is so cool. And it's like just taking Sonic in like a different. Because when I think of Sonic, I guess maybe that's what maybe I should play a regular Sonic 8 since I'm saying that I want to do like these cyber levels and stuff, and they're like the old school levels. I don't know. I just wish there was more urgency to do them instead of oh well, I could just go fishing and I could fish all my things, and maybe it is a me problem because I was trying to get this out before the Sonic movie, hence the title "Got a Plat Fast" because I wanted to put this video out when the Sonic movie came out. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I just wish maybe there's just more to it. And then again, I'm not saying like Sonic's known for their story or anything like that. I don't know. At this point, I just feel like I'm complaining too much. And I'm not trying to come off that way. Maybe if you guys have played it, let me know how you felt about it. And like I said, I mean, I had fun, and I think some of like the going through the world is my favorite part. Like doing like all these grind rails and going around trying to find like the tokens. It's such like an addictive and great feeling that I wish that was kind of like the whole game, but it's not. Well, let me show you where I got my platinum. So you just sit here and you go up to this guy because you need to build your combo meter up to get the Phantom Rush, which is like your max combo gauge going up. You get a trophy once for doing it once, and then you have to do it 50 times in order to get the trophy. So you just sit there. I waited for this to run. It's a good spot to grind this out, just going up to this guy, just keep beating his leg until the trophy pops. And that's what I did for about 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Just got at this guy, kept beating the crap out of his leg. And I'm sure, I don't know, I was just like so overpowered by like mid game, is like I was like, even the bosses, I'd never really got too much of a Phantom Rush off because I was just destroying everything when I was playing, man. Like, no holds bar. But we'll pop the Platinum here. We'll show off some boss fights. We'll show off some of the other cool enemy designs. And we'll end the video. If you guys did make it this far, I do appreciate it. And let me know in the comments if you did. Just put, got a Plat fast. I thought this guy was super cool. You just grind on the rails so you get close enough, and then you just beat the crap out of him, man. And then the squid was cool. You get on that purple thing, you'd follow him around, and you try to like dodge his bullets and that. This is with a boss fight of one of the islands, the Knight. He was pretty cool. He had one cool mechanic when you got him about half health. You had to like spring his, you had to parry his shield, and then you'd aim it at him to figure out like where he'd go. And that was cool. And I really liked the design of him. I thought that was pretty neat. Supreme was another one of the boss fights. He was pretty neat. He shot like a lot of projectiles, and you had to like break like some of the enemies to get closer to him. He was alright. It's just, I don't know, I guess these bosses just kind of had me like wanting more, and then I was so maxed out, dude. Like I guess I was pretty much playing the game on easy mode because I maxed everything out before I took them on. I just was doing such dummy damage to everything that I was just like, okay, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. I had fun. Like I said, I wasn't trying to bash the game or anything. I think it's a great game. Would I recommend you platinuming it with it on PS Plus and it being a free game? Oh, you better believe I would. Because, like, why not? It's easy, it's fun, it's quick. It's not a bad game at all by any means. It was fun. I just wish, like I said, I just wish that platinum was more challenging. Maybe S rank, like one whole world. That'd be cool. Apparently 1-2 is like one of the hardest ones to S rank, which I could see why, because I don't know how the heck you would get the time on it. Apparently there's like speedrun strats that you have to do. So, I mean, I guess I could have done that, but like I said, I got to plat this fast, and I was trying to get this video out before the movie. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video here because I wanted to keep this one relatively short. I was just kind of thinking about like 10 or 15 minutes, going on almost 18 minutes now, so I love y'all, and I will have a video out for you next week because I am ahead, which feels amazing.